Oklahoma opens with Hugh Jackman riding around a field on a horse talking about how much he loves every single cow and elephants. I don't know if he's seen an elephant because he's in Oklahoma from Missouri, and Oklahoma is not even a state at this point, but a territory, which we're not even going to pay attention to. He sees his farmer lady, he's in love with her, she's in love with him, but they're just mean to each other as their way of expressing affection, so neither of them knows that each other likes them. They sing a song about a dream wagon, and then he's like, well, I didn't even ask you on the wagon, and she's like, fuck your wagon, but it's called a surrey. And then the scene suddenly changes to this racialized traveling merchant character who's going around, and he just got back from Kansas City and sings like a 12-minute song about Kansas City and is like, are you guys listening to me? It's so great. I saw this naked broad for a while and now I can two-step. It then jumps straight into Ada Lanny Oakley, who is singing about how she loves sex and can't say no, and just kind of doesn't really mind that because she likes sleeping around and thinks that people should get off her jock about it. It jumps straight from that into the main girl being just like, oh, I'm so heartbroken about this wagon. She stares dramatically out the window with a chorus of like 12 girls around her being like, you're so brave for not being in love. And it's pretty true. Anyways, Annie Oakley and the merchant end up hooking up, and her dad finds out, so threatens the merchant at gunpoint to marry her. And he sings this angry song about how, like, women are tricking men into marrying them, when really it's a father's threatening to shoot them, the whole shotgun wedding thing. Anyways, Annie's, like, completely ignorant of this and is just like, oh my god, I love you so much, thanks for marrying me. And he's like, I hate you so much. It jumps back to the cowboy and the girl, Hugh Jackman and what's her name, and they're just like, we have to stop laughing at each other's jokes in public or people will say we're in love. And he's like, I never thought your jokes were funny anyways. And she's like, fuck you. And it's romantic tension somehow. I don't know. It's difficult. Anyways, there's also this character named Judd who's kind of this like ugly, boorish, maybe kind of like rapey guy who lives in a barn, and he's also in love with the main girl. And so the main cowboy, oh, Curly, that's his name. Hugh Jackman's Curly. He goes to Judd and is just like, wouldn't your funeral be so great? And then sings this like 10-minute duet with Judd, trying to convince him to kill himself. And then Judd's like, hey, you're tricking me into killing myself. And Curly's like, yeah, you caught me. And then there's like a 20-minute ballet, and then it jumps straight into a barn raisin where there's a really long song about how the farmer and the cowman should be friends. And there's been this like rift between them, but really there needs to be unity. And then there's a huge fight, and then it jumps to Ada Landley and the merchant who are just like somewhere else, and he's just like, hey man, you were running around on me. And she's like, oh, I just like sleeping with people. And he's like, we can't do that if we're going to be together, like I want monogamous, like I want all or nothing. And she's like, no, you're right, you're right, you're right. And then notices that he's just like still staring at people, and she's like, fuck you, you want all for you and nothing for me, that's what you want. And he's like, yeah. And then they're just like, let's have a baby. And that's just how that relationship ends up. Anyways, it kind of culminates with back at the barn raisin. Judd has come up and he's just like, oh, man, girl, I love you so much. And then Curly kills him. And then there's a reprise of People Will Say We're in Love. And everyone's like, this has just been a phenomenal barn raising, just absolutely amazing. And then a courier comes in and is like, Oklahoma's still a state now. And that's kind of it. Also, that Surrey from the dream before, it was real the whole time.